As any other person that has come this far, I started with the Olympic dream.
It started at a club at home. I just thought it looked interesting. I grew up in Mexicali. I started going to the training center in Chula Vista, where our training facilities are in the US. And after a month, I got invited to try out for the program. I never shot for Mexico, but that would mean now shooting for the US. It was a decision I had to make, and I chose to go for the US.
I grew up just outside of Mexico City. I trained and competed in Mexico for the first 6-7 years. I moved to the USA like 3 years ago. So I have been shooting for the US ever since the Youth World Championship in 2019. That was my first international competition with the USA.
2018 Youth Olympics in Argentina was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. I didn't know where archery was going to take me. I was really young. I was 15 at that time. Right after I transitioned into shooting senior in the US, so it took a little bit of getting used to the different type of competition, all the different competitors are more experienced, older, all that.
Getting to represent a country is amazing to begin with. I don't know, we have a lot of fun.
Having two Latinas on the team is pretty nice. I mean, it's good to have someone that, in a way, understands you maybe differently than the other people on the team.
For any minority, it's always good to have representation. So now I feel like we're in a generation that we are starting to have a lot of representation in a lot of areas. It's really good to have someone you look like or you feel represented by in something you like to do or you would like to do. The process to get to Tokyo 2020, it was a roller coaster. We started the trials in 2019 and then COVID happened. We all know how COVID went. When we came back, they squished the last 2 stages in one event, the final qualification tournament in Paris. All the pressure is there, you need to make top 3 to be able to go to Tokyo. It doesn't matter if you made a team, if you don't get the spots, you don't go. The main approach was trying to keep us distracted from all the pressure and trying to keep it fun, because when you're fun, you perform. When you enjoy it, is when you shoot the best. So Mackenzie, she made such a good work keeping me, my composure together, keeping me together. I have no experience in an international stage. I have never shot team rounds in a senior event, so it was just trying to keep us together. Prior to qualifying, I believe it was against Turkey. It was a time match. It was such a mess to measure the arrows, all the suspension, you're just waiting for the result to see who won.
Whose Olympic dream is still alive? It's the USA after a tense measure there. And the USA have snuck through to the semi-finals.
For the semi-finals, we won the match. We celebrated. It didn't matter if we lost or win the next match. We were going to Tokyo.
Jennifer Machino Fernandez found her mojo and started shooting in the middle along with Mackenzie Brown and Casey Calfold, and the USA have just booked their place at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
In Tokyo, I realized that I could shoot better than I gave me credit for. I didn't have a lot of international experience, so I was just enjoying the tournament. I mean, obviously I have a pressure, it's the Olympics, but I didn't have a lot of expectations from other people, so all the pressure wasn't there.
Our team goals is getting the Olympic quota spots, and also I think just performing in general. We have a really young team, I think, compared to a lot of other countries, which I think is an advantage in some ways, because we're all young and hungry and excited and wanting to do well and to shoot. So I'm really excited.
This team that we have right now, we have been shooting together for a while now. We know how each other are. We know what we like to hear from each other. 3 of us get along really well. I don't think a team that doesn't get along can get very far. And we have that. We get along, we have fun together. We know how to communicate, and we all know that what we each other is capable of.